Level 1. The ordinary nightmare. Everyone has experienced this level. You're being chased by something you can't see. Your teeth suddenly fall out. You show up to school or work completely unprepared. Or worse, you realize you're standing in public without any clothes. These dreams usually happen during REM sleep, when the brain is highly active and emotions are amplified. The strange thing is that even though they make absolutely no sense, they feel incredibly real while you're inside them. Scientists believe ordinary nightmares are the brain's way of processing stress, anxiety, and memories. And despite how scary they feel, most people forget them within minutes of waking up. But sometimes nightmares don't end when you open your eyes. That's where things become much stranger. Level 2. False awakening. Imagine waking up in your own bedroom. Everything looks normal. You check your phone, brush your teeth, get dressed, and then you wake up again. Everything you just experienced was another dream. This phenomenon is called a false awakening, and it can happen multiple times in a row. Some people have reported waking up 5, 10, even 20 times before actually escaping the dream. Each time feels perfectly real. Your room looks identical. Your memories feel normal. Nothing seems unusual until tiny details begin to change. Maybe the clock numbers don't make sense. Maybe the hallway is longer than it should be. Maybe someone is standing outside your bedroom door. False awakenings create a terrifying feeling because your brain convinces you that you've already escaped, only to trap you again, and again, and again. But at least you can still move. People in the next level aren't so lucky. Level 3. Sleep paralysis. You wake up, your eyes are open, you're fully conscious, but you can't move. Not your arms, not your legs, not even your voice. And then you notice something else. You're not alone. For centuries, people around the world have described seeing shadowy figures during sleep paralysis. Some see an old woman standing beside the bed. Others see a dark creature sitting on their chest. Many hear whispers, footsteps, or breathing. The terrifying part? Scientists believe these visions occur because parts of the brain are still dreaming while the body has already awakened. Essentially, you're experiencing a nightmare while fully conscious. Around 8% of people experience sleep paralysis at least once. Most episodes last only seconds, but during those moments, time feels endless, and many victims swear the figures they saw were real. Yet sleep paralysis is still considered normal. The next level begins to invade your everyday life. Level 4. Recurring nightmares. Most dreams disappear forever. Recurring nightmares don't. They come back, over and over again. Sometimes for years, a person may repeatedly dream about drowning. Another constantly relives being lost inside endless hallways. Some veterans relive the same battlefield scenes decades after returning home. Children often experience recurring nightmares involving monsters or being abandoned. Researchers believe these dreams are connected to unresolved fears, trauma, or emotional stress. The brain keeps replaying the same scenario because something remains unfinished. What's disturbing is that recurring nightmares often evolve. New details appear, the locations change, yet the fear remains exactly the same. Eventually, some people begin fearing sleep itself, and once that happens, nightmares become more than dreams. They become part of daily life. But there is something even stranger, a nightmare shared by more than one person. Level 5. Shared nightmares. This sounds impossible, because dreams are supposed to exist only inside our minds. Yet countless stories throughout history describe people having eerily similar dreams. Friends report seeing the same place. Couples describe identical events. Family members wake up frightened after dreaming about the same person. Psychologists usually explain this through suggestion and coincidence. People close to each other often share experiences, emotions, and memories. Their brains may naturally create similar dream patterns, but some stories remain difficult to explain. Entire communities have reported dreaming about disasters shortly before they happened. Multiple individuals have claimed seeing the same unknown faces, and perhaps the strangest case involved a mysterious man known simply as this man. Thousands of people around the world claimed they had seen the exact same face in their dreams. Nobody could explain why. Whether coincidence or something stranger, shared nightmares remind us how mysterious the human mind truly is. But some nightmares don't stay inside dreams at all. They follow you into reality. Level 6. Night terrors. Unlike ordinary nightmares, night terrors are chaos. People experiencing them may suddenly sit up in bed screaming. Their hearts race. Their breathing becomes rapid. Their eyes are open, but they aren't awake. Trying to comfort them often doesn't work because they remain trapped somewhere between sleeping and waking. Children experience night terrors more frequently, but adults can suffer from them too. Episodes can involve violent movements, panic, and intense fear. And the strangest part? Most people remember absolutely nothing afterward. To family members watching, however, the experience can be terrifying. Imagine seeing someone scream in horror while staring directly at you, without even recognizing who you are. Night terrors usually last only a few minutes, but severe cases can become dangerous. People have injured themselves while attempting to escape threats that only existed inside their sleeping minds. Still, even night terrors have an ending. The final level is something far darker, because it doesn't disappear when you wake up. Level 7. Chronic nightmare disorder. Imagine being afraid to sleep, not because you're busy, not because you're uncomfortable, because sleep itself terrifies you. People with chronic nightmare disorder experience severe nightmares over and over again, not once a month, not once a week. Almost every night. They know exactly what's waiting. And eventually, bedtime becomes something they dread. Exhaustion starts affecting everything. Concentration disappears, memory weakens, anxiety increases, depression often follows. Some people intentionally stay awake for as long as possible. They'd rather suffer from exhaustion than face another nightmare. Over time, reality itself begins to feel strange. Lack of sleep changes the brain. People become irritable. Emotions become unstable. Simple tasks become difficult. Researchers have linked chronic nightmares to PTSD, anxiety disorders, medications, and severe stress. For some, therapy and medications help. Others learn special techniques that allow them to rewrite their nightmares while awake. But some people struggle for years. Imagine knowing that every night, no matter how tired you are, you'll eventually have to face the same horrors again. Not monsters, not ghosts, not demons, but your own mind. Because that's what makes nightmares so terrifying. They don't come from somewhere out there, they come from inside us. The same brain that creates love, hope, memories, dreams, can also create unimaginable fear. And perhaps that's the scariest thought of all, because no matter where you run, you can never truly escape your own mind. Sleep well, and hopefully, we'll see you again in the next video.